Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today we'll be going over Witch of the Mere Tenebria. She's the latest light 5-star unit to come out into the game. So she's a very interesting hero. She's got a lot going on in her kit. So we'll go over her kit, her ideal builds, also which skills are mandatory for you to awaken as well. And at the end of the video, I'll give my opinion on whether I personally feel she's a must pull or not. So, firstly, let's go over her skill set. Her S3. So, what this does is basically it envelops the opponents in a block for 2 turns. So, what does block do? You cannot get any buffs. You also cannot dispel this debuff unless you are the one casting it. So suppose you put a block on the hero, but the hero themselves have an ability to cleanse. So that is the only case where this block can be removed. Plus, she will also randomly inflict one of the below debuffs, which is stun, sleep, and provoke. So already a lot going on in S3. She's got block. She's got random debuff that she'll place. Also, the S3 will increase her combat readiness by 50%. So the natural sequence of events is on your first turn, you'll S3. Then you go into the S2. What does the S2 do? The S2 will put rupture on all enemies and restrict. So rupture is basically when the opponent is attacked, it'll deal additional proportional damage to the max health. Also, this applies only to heroes, so it works only in PvP. Restrict is a very good debuff to have because no combat readiness will work on the team other than the speed stat, which is there on the hero itself. Also, after it does rupture and restrict, it grants stealth and a barrier proportionate to the level to the caster for 2 turns. So this is giving you stealth and barrier. So you S3, you won't immediately go into the S2 because it's 50% combat readiness. But you do S2, you get stealth and barrier because this will also cut through. If you're fast enough, this will cut through into the opponent's turn order. And then you can S2 and her basic is a 75% chance again to put a random debuff, which is a poison, decrease speed, decrease defense. And also it triggers a dual attack from the ally with the highest attack. So you can see a lot of stuff going on in her kit. If we go to her Molagoras, you have to max the S3 because it starts off with a 8 cooldown. So you reduce it down to 5. On the S2, I would say you want to go till at least skill 5, where it makes sure that this becomes a 100% chance to land. The S1 is not really mandatory. If you have Molagoras, you can S1 and make this 100% as well. But I don't think it's necessary to do. In terms of imprints, she's got a health imprint for the team and a health for herself as well. This would have been good if it would have been maybe effectiveness. I don't know, having a health imprint on her doesn't really feel that great. If this was effectiveness, probably would have been better, I personally feel. Now coming to her build. Now looking at her kit, you can obviously tell lot of debuffs. So you need a lot of accuracy on her. You want her to go fast as well. That's where the challenge of this hero comes in. This is the build I have right now. 19k health, 244 speed, 137% effectiveness. Now, this is mid-level gear. See, there is a small percentage of players of epicseven, which I would say is the top 8-10%, who could probably bring this speed up to a 280 to 90 kind while holding the effectiveness. But for most people, I think majority of the people will struggle to get to this build. Now, is she effective in this build? So at 19k health, I could probably squeeze another 7-8 speed, but sacrifice on the health. Now, what she does need, and straight off the bat, is that she is not a solo unit. She does need a setup. Because even at 18k, 19k health, for example, a Rinnik could go through her. Then even Spirit Eye Celine could probably one shot her. There are multiple heroes who can one shot her at 18k health. So that can be a challenge because you're not guaranteed to go first at 244 speed for sure. Most heroes would have their opener even in lower level, I would say at a 270, and obviously going up to a 300 plus kind of speed. So you do need setup. So probably a lone wolf Piera is a nice setup for her. For S3, she increases speed and evasion. So speed is going up. And at the end of the turn gives combat readiness as well. So this is one hero I can off the bat think of who has an opener. And then you go Witch of Mere Tenebria. So that becomes your second hero, and then you pick up two damage dealers and a tank. That can be a five. But the problem that I've faced, and I have used her in RTA for about 20 matches so far, and I have managed to win only two. So about a 10% win rate on this hero at the moment. The problem I'm facing is that now let's say we go for a setup like Lone Wolf. So if we go Lone Wolf, Witcher of Mere Tenebria, we would pick up a Arunka, right? And we would have to have two damage dealers because one would get banned. Because assuming either your boss Arunka or Witch of Mere Tenebria will go into the protected slot, otherwise they'll get banned anyways. So it gives me a problem of which four heroes to have on the field. Now, typically, I play bruiser comp. So when you're playing a bruiser, for example, like I would typically tell you how my draft would go. So let's sort this out by health. So if suppose I'm selecting first, I will go Arunka, right? With Arunka, I would want to have a FCC or a Ambitious Tywin. Both are my Aureus holders. So I would put them as the second pick. In the protected pick, let's say we pick up a damage dealer, like say Afternoon Soak Flan. On my fourth pick now, what am I missing? I am missing a cleanser. So for cleanser, I could go for someone like a lone wolf. I could do a Elena in certain situations. There are multiple cleanser heroes that I could go for. And then I would wrap up with one more damage dealer. Now, in this kind of a comp, you don't really have room for her, right? And she is a good hero, don't get me wrong. If you do have the ability to play fast and outpace your opponent with your opener, and she goes second, she pretty much wins you the game in such a scenario. Because the moment she takes a turn and she gets off her S3, the match is kind of in your favor. But what I have been facing the problem with is generally I don't get to go first in most matches, and people just focus her down and kill her because she's not a tanky 30k HP hero either. She's at 19k. And if I get more speed on her, somewhere like I'll have to sacrifice on the health that currently I have on her, because you also need effectiveness at the same time. So to get decent amount of health, speed, and effectiveness all at the same time, it's not an easy hero to build, I would say. In terms of difficulty, I would give it a 8 on 10. So is she a must pull? Coming to that question, we know Genesis Raz is coming. And if I look over my last 1 year journey of heroes that have come out, especially 5-star Moonlight heroes, uh, there has been a sequence where you can see that. So, Boss Arunka came out this year, right? And she's still quite broken. Like, I have a 65% win rate on her. Not that difficult to build, decent enough to build. We have had Lone Wolf Piera. Again, you can just stack her with just speed basically. And like I can get her up to 290 because the other stats kind of are irrelevant, so makes it easy to build. Successor to you, again, easy to build, but needs a setup. So he's not been successful on a lot of accounts, but some of the higher accounts you will see Successor to you is absolutely broken. So heroes that needs setup, and which of the Mere Tenebria is someone who needs a setup, according to me, doesn't classify it as a broken hero, and especially someone who's basically not buying every character and maybe free to play. Definitely, I think this is a skip for them. Simply because of the fact that if you if you are going to pity her and pull her and miss out on Genesis Raz, I don't think it makes sense. I think it is worth waiting because going by past track record of this game of Smilegate, Genesis Raz should be pretty broken. And I what I look for is how easy a hero is to build, and she's not an easy hero to build compared to the some of the other Moonlight heroes we've had recently. Like even Aram, I didn't summon for her, but she's again easier to build as I would compare to Witch of the Mere Tenebria, and that is the reason why I would say that she's definitely not a must pull. But if you are someone who collects every character, then this video would anyways be irrelevant to you. But if you're someone who saves up on their summons and tries to pull the right hero, I think this one would be a skip. That's just my opinion on this hero. Thank you so much for watching this video. And if there's anything else that you would want to know about this hero or discuss, please do write in the comments box and do like and subscribe to the video. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you all in the next one.